rankings, which are the Vikings, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Texans, and the Lions. Which one of those teams do you think are the contenders, or do you think there are any pretenders on the list?
Can you repeat that top 5 one more time for me?
Vikings, which are undefeated, 5-0. Chiefs are also undefeated. Ravens 3-2. Texans 5-1, and the Lions are 4-1.
I feel like everybody would say like pretender would be the Vikings out of that group.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if I had to pick second, it's gonna sound crazy.
Don't do it.
Sound crazy.
Don't do it.
Man, I want to see y'all Patrick Mahomes stats.
Whoa, the Chiefs.
Yeah, have you seen Patrick Mahomes stats?
Brother,
I ain't gonna wait.
he's not taking football seriously.
I'm not.
I'm
Right.
not gonna hold you.
It's not because of Mahomes.
It's not. It's really not. I'm telling you, it's not.
I don't think they pretend it's because of Mahomes.
That's crazy to say they pretend they don't got.
I don't think. Let me reframe that. Pretender sounds like I'm just saying they frauds.
Yeah.
Like, Mahomes, there's any point in time they can win, but it's more so like out of the lack of talent they have. Like they like. I feel like the core is even worse this year than it was last year.
And
that was
like
talent
last year.
You're not wrong, but it don't even matter.
It's Mahomes. I feel you, but at some point you have to have talent on the field. Like you feel me? Like I get it. It's like at worst the second greatest quarterback to ever play the game. But you gotta have talent on the field at some point. So losing like Rashee Rice, Kelsey doesn't look as good as he did last year. With like I feel like players in that age demographic, like they can muster up like a 4-game playoff run. You know what I'm saying? So you still got him, but outside of Kelsey, it's
Worthy, a rookie.
Worthy, 5'8" dude,
And
he's
Juju.
fat and
Juju.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's what they relying on.
So-
Shout out my guy.
So that's a little tough. I mean, I don't know how that would pan out whenever it comes
That's
to
a
playoff
crazy
time.
take.
Especially if they go against a team that, I mean, if the Ravens come along with Nate Wiggins, he come along, Marlon Humphrey come along. So when you come, and Nate Wiggins, I think he ran a 4.3 as well. So it's not like they got the DB and the speed to keep up with that. And I mean, I'm pretty sure Kyle Hamilton with another year under his belt, you know what I'm saying, guarding Kelsey. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's possible.
Still a crazy take.
But
I'm glad you didn't say the Ravens.
if I had to pick a team from that group, I mean, and they 3-peat, we've never seen a team 3-peat. So there's just a lot of factors is going on. So I don't want to say pretenders sound so strong. It's not like I'm just saying they frauds.
Sound like
You saying that like they
They
overrated?
just a little
you
overhyped.
sound like you hate
They just slightly overhyped.
It's just like a whole bunch of factors that go into. If I had to pick the team from that group, I think the Chiefs is the least likely
Wow.
for the AFC.
I like that, honestly.
Wow.
I agree.
I got
Mahomes to the GOAT.
I got a
As the
wild one
Lions
for
beat
you.
us, I agree.
I got a wild one.
That's
I
crazy.
came.
The pretender in that group is actually the Lions. I swear to you. They not Barty ready.
Did you see Jared Goff's stat line?
He could
He
go
ain't miss.
25 for 25.
He ain't
They
miss.
not Barty
That
ready.
was against Dallas.
Yeah, like, they not Barty ready. Like,
Man, I ain't trying
why
to
y'all moved?
It was
I'm
dope.
not gonna hold you.
And Jared Goff has always been just a solid quarterback. And David
But you
Montgomery,
know
Jamar Gibbs.
But you know what's funny though? Even though I say that about the Lions, they are also the most dangerous. Even though I think they probably the most fraudulent, they also the most dangerous. Because at any point in time, they can go on.
They can do what they did.
You know what I'm saying? They go on a crazy run in the game and just in the season in general.
They got good coaches.
And the NFC
good
is just
offense.
not. The NFC just doesn't have anybody that's keeping pace right now. Obviously, everyone expected the 49ers to look sweet. They looking, yeah. Like, and that was really the antithesis, or not the antithesis, or that was really the next team that we was expecting to go double back.
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of expected 49ers to fall. I said
You did?
I said that when we was talking about when they was playing the Jets. I ain't think.
I think just missing CMC changes how they got to operate a
That's
little bit.
wild.
That's
But
really.
CMC
But if
and
CMC was
Ayuk
healthy,
is not playing good football.
CMC had 2 years of being healthy. Like for his whole career, he's been injury prone. He had the past 2 years he's been healthy. I kind of expected. I knew it just wasn't gonna happen. 3 years in a row, it just helped. I mean, just naturally. It just,
I mean, the NFC don't got no show stars anyway, in my personal opinion.
I thought the
And
Packers would be
The
better.
Packers are Jordan Love is too. Jordan
Erratic.
scares me, man. I don't know.
Erratic.
He's like Brett Favre on roids, bro. Oh no, like Jordan makes plays where you're like, you made that play, and then he makes plays like, who are you reading? Like, what was the thought process here? So I don't know. The Packers is gonna be built off a lot of what Jordan Love can do, and if he can get hot at the right times and play good football, not only good football but safe football that will not only keep the ball on the offense but not turn it over and put the defense in bad positions.
Right.
I think a lot of the times, or at least a lot of the Packers losses I've seen this year, Jordan Love will make a great play or would have had a great game. Like when you just look at the stat line, if you would have watched the game, like he played a great game, but he might have fumbled the ball or he might have threw an interception for a pick six, and now y'all lose the game. Not because he had a bad game, but he made a costly mistake. So I think he just got to play more safe football before I can think the Packers can contend in the NFC.
All right. So going on to the next topic, a team that we haven't talked about yet, the Jets. Y'all heard about the trade that just happened. What do you guys think about that trade? Do you think that makes them better? or do you think they're still?
I mean, it don't make them worse.
Yeah, it almost don't move me though. I know that that Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams connection was super deadly back in the day, but I'm like,
Back in the gap.
He said,
like that connection. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers hasn't moved me this season just off of what he's done with Garrett Wilson, and it's just like, man.
And he
But
should be
if he
doing
can spark that
numbers
up with
again,
Devontae Adams, that's gonna be dangerous.
Nah, I'm actually not impressed. I'm actually thinking y'all digressed a little bit, honestly, because like this move, you would think it's a lateral move, but if anything, we going backwards. Cause like if you couldn't do anything with Garrett Wilson, who in my opinion is at least a top 30 receiver, you're Aaron Rodgers. You're the most talented quarterback I've ever seen with my eyes, and a lot of people would say the same thing too. You should be cooking up with a top 30 receiver. Like you did damage with Randall Cobb. Garrett Wilson is 5 times over Randall Cobb. No disrespect to Randall Cobb, but that's the truth. So it's like, why would I don't think Devontae is gonna get this team over the hump. We saw when they paid the Bills that even with a receiver that can get it done, like I think Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson, all them boys that they had can get it done. Like they can get it done. And you have Aaron Rodgers, you should be able to win football games with that defense as well. So if we couldn't get it done with the boys that were already in-house, bringing in Devontae, I don't think is gonna move that much of the needle to have y'all not only contend in the AFC, not even contend in the AFC, try to win the division, because y'all low-key got to win the division to get in, or at least be top 2. And right now, y'all barely better than the Dolphins. So it's like, I don't know. It doesn't really, and I like Devontae and I like Aaron. Like those are two players that I got a lot of respect for their game. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Yeah, that's a top 5 dude.
It was
like,
amazing.
You talk about them, you talk about them in the same breath you talk about Jerry and them. So it's like, I see the vision, but at this point, nah. I'm actually really more confused on why a lot more teams didn't go after Devontae with a lot more like vigor. Like the Chiefs. Well, I would even like to see something cool like the Falcons say, F it, like let's go. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of receivers anyway. We got Penix waiting to cut. Like let's go get it. Let's go put in something. Like Kirk Cousins needs somebody like that, if anything. Yeah. Because Kirk Cousins, when he starts getting pressure, he turns to I don't even know who he turns to. He don't even know how to play football no more when pressure starts getting on him. So it's like, give him that kind of safety valve. You know, that lets off on Drake London. Drake London can start doing more work. A lot of the other guys can start doing more work. You can get a lot more. So I'm kind of disappointed in how the league didn't really pursue Devontae, and they kind of just let Aaron bully the Jets into not only firing the head coach, but then getting his favorite receiver.
Yeah.
But speaking of the trade, do you think the Raiders should also trade Max Crosby?
I mean, that's like depending on I ain't gonna lie. The Raiders, I fight like last season. They was really, really praying that they was bad, so they can get one of them quarterbacks. I mean, they was bad, but they're
doing the same thing this year.
Yeah, they just in the spot where, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like they just, I mean, because they got a third that can turn into a second for Devontae. I mean, right now they look like they're probably gonna be a top 5 pick this year.
Most likely.
In a quarterback draft.
They in the Shador talk, man. They in the Shador talk.
In a quarterback draft, I don't know. I mean, like usually they always say the quarterback draft is trash, and then it ends up being good. They said that with the one with Stroud was in. They said that was trash.
I did think that was trash though, but I don't know.
And it ended up being decent. So, I mean, I think they'll get 2 firsts for Max. I mean, they're definitely far away from contending. There's not like they're like the window where it's like, they're quarterback away.
Their division is a gauntlet, dog. As is before you talk about the AFC, their division, they got to go to the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Broncos.
You might as well clean house.
I don't really know what they have, like you know what I'm saying? What's the identity? Like the Raider way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like what is that? Because it's lost right now, facts.
Because usually, I mean, they tried to build through the defensive line whenever they signed dude from the Dolphins.
Wilkins, Christian.
They signed Wilkins.
That's my guy.
You got Crosby. Okay, that sounds good on paper. But, I mean, that didn't pan out. And then, obviously, Wilkins got hurt, season injury. And then now you have Crosby, who's there. Doesn't seem like he's happy. Seems like he's frustrated.
You said I want to win now.
Yeah, and you can get 2 ones, but the thing is, like, 2 ones you're getting, they're going to be from a team that's a contending team. You don't get them from a Detroit, who's going to give you 2 ones that's going to be like pick 29 or 30 or wherever they finish. And then for the following year, they're probably going to be good again. And it's going to be another pick 30. So, I mean, you do get 2 first-round picks. You know what I'm saying? But
maybe if I'm thinking like a Howie, man, we finna finesse and get something going. Like you're not getting 2 first-round picks off of me for Max Crosby, hell no. And I would do 2 first-round picks for Max, but me just knowing how the Raiders is moving right now, I was them, I'd just buy into the rebuild. They've been ducking that rebuild forever. They like the
house.
Nets. They've been ducking that rebuild. Like, just accept it. Swallow that pill, man.
Clean
Once you
house.
swallow that pill, it gets a lot more easier.
I feel that's
I'm
the
telling you,
thing.
Bengals needed that rebuild, man.
Facts. The
They
Bengals had to
they
swallow
gave
that
into
pill
it.
too. Yeah, that's true.
And it
benefited
paid off.
them. It benefited
It
them.
paid off so well.
I feel like with teams like the Raiders, Giants, Cowboys, like Steelers, like those type of teams, like I'm not just like trying
They're
to follow.
you feel like they too historic
They like,
to like.
it's like
go
they
on a
such
rebuild.
prideful organization where they'll
Yeah.
never ever be
They're like
bad.
they're too historic to
Like-
want to swallow that.
Yeah, like last year the Giants, we was horrible. For some odd reason, like John Murray was like, I'm not trading Saquon. I don't care. If there's a chance that we can make the play, we're not trading him. But we could have traded him for like a 3 or 4, whatever it may be. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like teams like that, they're just so powerful on rebuilding. I don't think Al is a powerful dude. You know what I'm saying? He's not finna sell everything and be like, because if you trade Max Crosby, who do you have on your team that's like, who are people coming to the Raiders game to see?
Yeah, Jacoby
they-
Myers.
they ain't selling
Jacoby
tickets.
Myers.
Cause you gotta remember, it's still a business at the end of the day. They still gotta sell tickets. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
like it sounds good on
Oh,
paper.
yeah.
But it's never guaranteed. You trade Max, you might get pick 10. It's never guaranteed that you gonna wasn't it? So you might trade him, you get pick 10. Now you have pick 10 and pick 29.
So you wouldn't
What
trade
quarterback
Max.
are you getting at 10? Because like we seen how last year was, we had 6 quarterbacks that went in the top 13. You know what I'm saying? And we had like 3rd round quarterbacks going in the top 10. Bo Nix was a third round grade.
I don't believe
a
so.
day 3 or a day 2 guy.
I don't
you know what
believe
I'm
so.
saying?
I believe in Bo Nix.
But I'm not saying he's bad, but he was projected to be a day 2 guy that went.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Like that alone is crazy. Bro, JJ McCarthy any of the year would not have been a 1st round quarterback. And I
Correct.
think JJ McCarthy is gonna be Alex Smith, a good solid quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Michael Penix, he was not projected to go in the 1st round.
He
So I
went-
say like
he went super early. Like,
Yeah,
crazy.
they kind of surprised me a little bit too.
yeah, with
So
that
I
pick.
feel like now how we seeing quarterbacks being so like important, like going forward. Once you like in that, I feel like you in that like 10, like early teens, it's
You're
gonna
not
be tough
really,
to
yeah,
get a
you
QB.
can't really get a QB, not like an
Yeah.
elite one. I was gonna ask, so you wouldn't trade Max?
It's like
Like if you in Baby Al shoes right now, and we got the Vikings giving you the call, hey, 2 firsts for Max. You pulling that card?
so honestly, I mean you gotta look at like it's like from the business perspective, but at the same time, it's like it's 2 swords, it's like 2 blades, whatever it is, 2 swords. Double-edged sword. Because you don't trade him, then he's disgruntled and
Superstar.
he gonna leave you anyway.
He gonna leave you in free agency.
And then if you do trade him, now you won't have anybody coming to games. Because who are you going to see? I'm not finna go and watch Aiden O'Connell. Brock Bowers looks like he's gonna be special. He look like he's gonna be a star. But tight ends are not selling tickets. Travis Kelce, he sells tickets. That's like one of one.
That's one of
That's like the
one.
greatest
That's
tight end
the
of all time.
only
Not
one.
for real.
That's the greatest tight end of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like they're buying his jersey. Brock Bowers, I don't think they're buying his jersey like that to the point where people are gonna come in the games. But I don't know. It's a
So
double-edged sword.
would you trade for Max?
Like you said, it depends on the business. If I'm a businessman, no. But if I'm thinking about the future of the team, I would definitely trade him in a heartbeat. I would have traded him yesterday. Like he would have already been out the building. Because what are we keeping him for? What do we need him for besides selling tickets? We not contending. We not beating
Damn,
nobody.
really?
Why don't we buy into the tank and fix our organization? That's what I would have done.
But how do you like from an owner perspective? How do you think fans respond to a tank? That's what I'm saying. Because it sounds
It's
like-
hard.
Like, as a fan, like
But
I
you're
could
a
do it.
Raiders fan. All you know is suffering. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not like they've seen glory in a
It's
long
not
time.
intentional suffering.
Like, what's the difference from now and then? Like, come on,
It's
dog.
been like 25 years, guys. Like,
But like-
them boys don't win.
But
Like,
no,
what's
them boys
I'm
don't
telling
win.
you, what's a little suffering?
we've never seen organizations from that like standard, like those.
I know you
corners don't. We've never seen that.
the OG AFL teams that are now NFL teams,
Yeah.
they don't do it. Yeah,
Like
they
we have
don't.
never
They just
seen
don't.
them tank. We seen Washington tank when they sent Sam Howell out there for 17 games. Like, that's tanking, but they're not one of the franchises that like.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they don't have the historic
They
like.
marched him out for 17 games.
You know what's crazy about that? I thought Sam Howell was gonna be a star in the
I did
league,
too,
bro.
where too, I did.
He was a crazy
You know what
guy.
this reminds
in
me
that
of,
shit.
like in NBA terms? It reminds me of the Hawks and Trae Young. Like honestly, like there's no way like out for the Hawks except for trading him. But I don't think they would trade him because the attraction he gets and the tickets he sells.
Yeah.
So I, feel
I
like
didn't even
that's-
think about it that way from a business perspective.
I
It
didn't-
really
I
doesn't
didn't
make any sense to trade Max. Like we would lose so much on the front end that doesn't even make sense what we're gonna get back on the back end. Honestly,
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
how
when
you
the
gonna
Raiders.
sell tickets?
Yeah, when the Raiders did it with Khalil Mack, it's like you had Derek Carr. I think Amari Cooper is still
yes,
there.
correct. You're right.
So you had guys that were still there, like some type of star, but it's like they in such a bad situation.
and they just built a new stadium, so they gotta push that hard. Yeah.
They
You're
in
not
a
wrong.
really bad
They in a
situation.
tough situation.
But whoever the next coach or GM, whoever comes in there next, I don't know if they find a GM. I don't know where his standing is. I mean, they're gonna have a blank slate of organization. So I mean, you're gonna have no stars on the team. Newish stadium. I mean, like he's literally gonna be picking your franchise. So it would have to be. It would probably be. I don't know who would coach need to take that job. Honestly,
It's a little.
That's a whole. Maybe a college football coach.
With Tom Brady going there, do you think he offered Bill Belichick the job? Well, he would not offer him because he can't really offer
Would Bill
him.
take it?
He a minority owner.
Will Bill take it though?
Nah.
He's so locked in with the media
If
now.
it's with Brady there, it's gonna be obviously like negotiate, like handshake agreements. Hey, we're gonna let you build this roster out. It's not gonna be like you get 3 years, figure it out. It's gonna
With
be
him earning minority ownership, I wonder how much of a role that's gonna play into how they want to rebuild the team. Then.
I'm pretty sure Al would definitely have heavy conversation with Tom Brady.
Because they got to be, like you know they gotta be. You
On
know
who they draft and players
who
they
they
bring in.
drafting, players, the whole 9 yards.
That football mind too valuable.
I wonder what the Raiders do because I don't even mind them sticking with Pierce right now for the short term to get them somebody that's a much more bigger pool. Even though I know that Coach said he don't want to do it, he'd rather coach the guys, but I'd rather see if you can hold out long enough to see if you can steal Coach Prime from the college ranks and really spike. Like we in Vegas, like who's gonna turn down that kind of job to be in Vegas? And if the Raiders are bad enough, we got the potential to draft your son. Like we can do a 2-for-1. We get Deion and Shedeur. Let's go change the whole. That'll bring the whole Raider way. The just win, baby. That's exactly what Al would want. And I think that's something Al would do.
Shedeur be showtime.
You feel what
I
I'm
don't know
saying?
how you're gonna be on the field, but like just
Marketing
wise,
wise,
you know.
that'll fix all the issues we got right now on the front end. If we got concerns about trading Max, we can go actually for real.
But the thing is, a lot of the top 5 teams, I don't know the exact draft order, like they're in like the draft wise in the top 5. Like right now, I know the Bengals are up there, and I know the Patriots. I think Patriots have the number 1 pick right now.
Really?
Patriots aren't drafting a quarterback, so that's gonna be a team that's gonna be that pick is gonna be really coveted. So the Patriots can get a huge haul if they end up trading Max Crosby for whatever it may be. So
if they do, yeah.
So Raiders might be better off just waiting to the end of the season and seeing how the draft plays out.
I would wait. I would hold off.